Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. It is a pleasure to be with Matías de Stefano, one of the famous indigo childs in the world. So we are going to ask everything about what is to be an indigo child. So here we are with Matías de Stefano. Hello, Matías. You are from Santa Fe, Argentina.
Close by.
Close by, yes, we are close by because we are now in Rosario City. So what is to be an indigo child?
Well, I'm not the child anymore.
No, not a child anymore, yes, definitely.
But it was a generation called like that because a lot of people was wondering at first what was happening to a certain generation that was feeling different about reality.
Okay.
Like, we're connecting differently with the reality, with the universe, having different perceptions of themselves and connecting with beings from other dimensions. So all this kind of this generation around
Yes.
the 80s, 90s.
Okay.
It was a time of a lot of connection, and the children that were born there, like me, we started to be like many of us were like connected to something different.
Okay.
And in the same time, some people, I guess in Russia, they were investigating about the vibration of the energy that emanates from the body. So they were trying to photograph the energy, the magnetical field, the magnetical field from the body.
Okay.
And so they managed to capture that in a photograph. So according to the level of resonance and vibration that you have, the colors are changing around your, what usually we call aura, but actually is the magnetical field.
Okay.
And that generation was all about the indigo color. Like all the photographs that they took for these children in the late 80s and early 90s,
yes.
the predominant color in the pictures is indigo, which is like a bluish violet. So that's why they call it the indigo generation.
Okay.
So the indigo children. And because spiritual people all over the world were trying to use these kind of pictures to talk about chakras and energies and stuff. So it was said that because nobody before, no generation before had so much indigo color. So this indigo color usually is related to the third eye in the chakras and all the spiritual things that we studied from India and so on. So the indigo color is like here, which means that is the color of consciousness, of seeing beyond, connecting with your spirits, the premonitions and these kind of things. So they related the indigo children with this.
Okay.
With these gifts, with these perceptions and so on. But it doesn't mean that we are all spiritual people, even if we are indigo.
Okay, got it.
It's not all spiritual, and it changes with the age.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's not
definitely.
always the same color.
It is not always. Yes.
But it was called the indigo generation because of that. Because all the children that you took photographs of for in these times,
yes,
it was all indigo.
Okay. How was your childhood?
Weird.
Weird. Yes, it is a good word. Weird. But how was your childhood? And thinking about parents who has children who has these kind of perceptions and
Mm-hmm. So weird, but I was lucky that I was born in a family that was agnostic.
Okay.
So I was born in a context that religion was not something important in our life. So nobody was talking about God or about anything like that.
Okay.
So for me, it was all artistic, music, and stuff like that. And whenever I got these connections, my family was like, "Oh, you had a lot of imagination. You write stories or something like that." So it was not like you should not talk about this, or no, you have to believe in God, or this kind of things. So my whole environment, even in my school, I had teachers that saw the aura. I have teachers that study spiritual things. So I never had really problems with it. I had my own problems because I was trying to understand why I was remembering things from other lives, from the universe. I was trying to handle why I was connecting to beings that other people didn't see. Like for me it was normal, but suddenly I realized, oh, they are not seeing that.
So you're still seeing different things?
When I was a child or now?
Yes.
When I was a child, yes, I was seeing many things, like many beings that were teaching me things about Earth, humanity, everything. So I got these teachings and perceptions from other beings in other dimensions. That for me were part of my family, so it was like natural for me. But they were like, but the other people were like, this is not normal. But suddenly when I was growing up, many other kids were like sharing with me, I feel this, or I have this, or I remember that. So I managed to understand that most of the children or friends, they had similar things, but they shut up.
Got it.
And they normalized the idea that this is not good or this is not real. And they just stopped sharing, not talking with the parents, not talking with anyone about this. And suddenly you just say, oh, this was because I was a child.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
You know, I was imagining stuff and whatever. And yes, of course, to connect to other dimensions, you have to have a lot of imagination. And you have, in order to download things that you don't see, you need imagination. It's not something opposite to it.
Yes.
You need to have a free mind, open to anything, in order to open to everything.
Yes.
So we usually say, oh, this is children's having imagination. And yes, of course. And that's how you connect to other realities. So I never stopped having that because nobody told me this is not good or this is not normal.
Yes.
And I was lucky because of that. So I met a lot of kids and parents that said, my children are like that, or they don't know how to handle this with emotions, but maybe because a lot of parents put a lot of expectations in them, like you are like a master, for example. I've heard a lot of parents saying, oh, my child is an indigo or diamond or rainbow child, these kind of things. And so they should be spiritual. They must be masters that are born here in this planet. And maybe they are not. They are just people with that frequency, but it doesn't mean that they are masters. It means that they just came here to experience something. And so they have a lot of problems because of the environment willing for them to be masters or willing for them to shut up because otherwise they would be weird. Yeah. So
how was the relationship with your friends when you were a child?
Oh, well, of course they wanted me to be always there because I had so many stories and so many things in my head that they wanted to play with me and ask me things, and I was saying what to do every time. So I was a fun kid.
It was a good thing.
It was a good thing.
Okay, got it.
Yes, it was a good thing.
Not a bullying thing.
No.
Not at all.
At school, yes, it was.
Okay.
At school, it was bullying all the time.
All the time.
Not all my friends, because I had a lot of friends that they enjoyed everything that I said and shared. But sometimes it was so difficult for me to manage reality that other kids, of course, they would bully me.
How you handle that bullying?
At first, it was terrible. I just couldn't handle it. It was very difficult, but I had help from other dimensions.
Okay.
So beings that with a lot of pedagogy, they would tell me that this is not because they are bad people trying to hurt me, but they are just kids scared of things that they don't understand.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that they don't know what they're doing. You have to see beyond that maybe in their families they don't understand, so they are afraid and blah blah blah. So beings from other dimensions were very helpful in that, to help me transcend that and letting me know that it was not bad people hurting me. It was just other kids that were trying to understand who they were. One of the beings that I had as a guide, he was telling me that humans are not different from animals, because he was saying, you are still animals.
Yes.
So you act like animals, and when you are 13 till 18 years old, usually is the reproduction time. Even if now by culture is not, in biology it is. So in that time, males should fight for the female.
Yes.
So they explain me all this.
Yes, got it.
So they need to show the females who doesn't worth to be reproduced with.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of kids bully, this kind of thing.
Yes, got it.
So I understood that like a National Geographic documentary.
Okay.
So I went to school like, okay, this is National Geographic,
Yes.
So it helped me a lot to understand that that we are just people learning, and suddenly I realized if the best way to transcend this bully is by laughing by yourself.
Okay, got it.
That's the best thing.
It is a good thing. Yes, definitely.
And so they also told me you have to laugh.
Yes.
Laugh all the time and make jokes about yourself.
Yes.
So when I started to joke about myself and the conditions of the things that I did or that I do, the people that usually were bullying me, they start to asking me questions.
Okay.
So it changed completely, because they started to wonder why I was happy, even if it was all weird.
Okay.
So they were interested in me.
And how was the transition between the child and now the guy in the early 30s?
Well, it was when I started to remember my task, my mission here in this life, I realized that the universe was trying to help me to do everything.
Okay.
And so it was difficult for me, but when it was something that the universe was asking me to do, suddenly everything was perfect.
Yes.
So I decided to put myself as a tool for the universe, which is myself, and I am a design tool of my higher self. So I said, okay, I allow myself to become just a tool and not being in control of this, because I know I am in control of this in another level of consciousness. So I just have to become aware of that level of consciousness so I can be a perfect tool.
Okay.
So when I did that, things started to run perfect, and I started to accomplish my mission. So I stopped being worried about trying to understand why I was doing what I was doing, or finding a purpose in what I was doing.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are saying, how can I find my mission? How can I know my purpose as you do? And I said, I had no idea what was my purpose, and I was, and even if I knew what was my purpose because I remembered it, I wasn't. I learned how not to make it the whole thing.
Okay.
Like the word purpose means something that you put ahead. So pose. So it's put
Yes.
there.
Okay.
So it's something that I put there just to move myself into something. But that something doesn't exist. It's not real. It's something that I projected for myself, trying to look myself into something different.
Okay.
So when you start to understand that, you don't have to run towards it. You just have to figure it out.
Yes.
So the universe is not trying that you accomplish a mission. The universe is always trying for you to figure out a different way to do it.
Okay.
So that is something that helped me transition from this kid that had so much things in the head trying to accomplish a mission towards this person that said, well, I'm a tool to accomplish something.
Yes.
But the main purpose of all this is actually to know different ways of doing it.
Okay.
To know myself and to help others to acknowledge themselves.
Okay.
And so that helped a lot into accomplish my mission, not willing to do it, but enjoying to do it, which is very different.
So you're still connecting dots?
All the time.
All the time.
Yes, that's what remembering means. Everyone knows me because I am the rememberer. And rememberer is not that I remember my past lives. That's a part of what I do. But remember means to put the members together, which is everything is separated. So you have to put all that in one net. So what I do all the time is that. It's not only remembering past lives and explaining that, but to help people to remember how this is connected with that and this and with that. So sometimes I do that just by teaching biology.
Yes.
And sometimes by channeling the fifth dimension.
Okay.
But I don't care. It's like, I don't care. If nobody talks to me from another dimension, I don't care.
Okay.
If they should because it's needed for something, I'm open to it.
Okay.
So,
Matías, where can we find more information about you?
I don't even know. It's well, of course, I have a website.
Yes.
With my name, matiasdestefano.org, and there you have all the information and the links to everything.
Okay.
But for me, the most important thing is to go to yosoy.red.
Okay.
Which is the blog where I wrote the past 2 years. I wrote the whole content of what it is that I am and that purpose that we are looking for.
Okay. Yosoy,
which is I am.
Yes, I am.
Red, right. Which is not the color, is network in Spanish.
Thank you, Matías. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to follow us on conocedores.com, the most ritual magazine in Latin America, and on YouTube.com/Norberto Sica. Thank you so much. Cheers.